it's important to highlight, the randomized controlled trial that we use in Western medicine and drug development. That was developed to solve one problem in the 1950s. And the ultimate answer it provides is, does medicine on average work at all? However, the output is an FDA approval, which means doctors prescribe the medicines as if it will work for everyone. That's that generalizable notion Belinda was bringing up. It was not designed to answer the question, does this work for me personally? And so the notion of how do you use science to ask the question, does something work for me? And then the generalizable point to us is, does it work for people like me? And that notion can only come from studying a lot of people through their own lived experience. And I think that that's quite important as the medicines are complex and used in all these different ways. If you look at SSRIs, for example, they in general work for about 35 to 40% of people. The placebo in those studies worked for about 30% of people. Wow. So if they're approved for general use by doctors, they're prescribed as if they'll work for everyone. But the practice doesn't answer the question, who do they really work for? And I think that notion, listening to people's experience with individual herbs and individual for themselves, that answers the question first, does it work for me? And then secondarily, we scientists can say, does it work for people like Laura? That makes sense.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for explaining that. I think in this era of so much personalization and individualization, which I think can be a buzzword in the world of herbalism or even the world of natural healing, it's funny when people were saying everything's personalized, we need everything personalized. I was thinking that's what herbalists do anyway. We formulate specifically for the person. We have their constitution, and that could be through TCM if you're yin and yang and different 5-element theory, Ayurveda, doshas, vata, pitta, or kapha. What's your balance of each of those? Or Western energetics, where we use hot, cold, wet, dry, and all of the Western energetics. And we use that constitutional basis to say, who are you as an individual and how am I treating you fully? And then how am I treating your individual symptoms? And so I love this because you're really listening to the person's experience, and trusting their experience is the most important thing for you to hear and to acknowledge. And as Chloe's able to get that data and then use it as hard numbers and hard information for people that aren't going to sift through all those stories and experiences, I think the listening part is a huge piece of a healer's journey. A huge piece of a practitioner's journey is trusting the person in front of you. So it's quite amazing that you are able to use technology to be able to do both of those things. And I haven't thought about it as the technology piece was the thing that was missing as the puzzle piece to get those two together.